Well, hi.
Well, hi, Sharon. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. You're finally back from vacation.
I'm back
It's
from
been
vacation.
forever.
It was a long trip.
Yeah, it feels like it was 2 weeks.
It does feel like it was 2 weeks, even though we were only gone for a week. But, I had things going on. I do have a life sometimes.
Yeah, there's stuff going on and ditched me last week. So
I did ditch you last week. It was about my son, and then he won his contest, so that was very
I know,
exciting.
that's great.
Good for him.
Congratulations, son.
Congratulations.
The younger son.
The younger
I won't
son.
say your name.
We don't say their names.
No, but it rhymes with a city in Texas.
It does.
Like the capital and stuff. So, Dallas.
That is not the capital.
So anyways, so tell me a little bit about...
So I went on my trip. We went to Palm Springs with some friends, and some friends that were out there met us out there. And it was a good time. It was the first gay event I'd ever been to. It was a bear event. It was called IBC, International Bear Convergence. And we got there on Wednesday, so we were early. The event really didn't start till Friday. So we got there on Wednesday, and there was us and two other gays in the hotel. And then the next day it was us, and 40% of the hotel was gay. Then the next day, they blocked it out, and there was no straight people. It was all blocked out for this gay thing.
Okay.
Well, the first pool party, we walk out, and there's this lady that hasn't checked out yet because the pool party started at 10. Her checkout time was 11. She's laying on the pool on a what do you call them, the little, the beach chairs or whatever, with her daughter who had to be 8. And I was like, oh girl, you gotta get her out of here.
Oh, no.
Don't let her swim in the water. She's gonna get pregnant.
She'll get a bunch of hair in her teeth. So now I saw some of the pool party pictures, and I was like, oh Lord, those poor drains.
I know, seriously. And then the first party, they're trying to get us out of there because it was really weird. They closed the pool down completely at 4 when the party was over, and they're like, you all need to get out. We need to put chemicals in the water. We're like, oh, what are you trying to say?
Yeah. Well, that's what so there's a gay resort that I stay at, and I always say that at the end of the night that the hot tub looks like egg drop soup.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I didn't go to any of those resorts.
But it was fun and everything.
It was fun. Palm Springs was beautiful. There was a lot of cool things to see. Yeah, I grew up in Havasu City, Arizona, so it was a lot like that, only there wasn't a lake.
Okay.
But, it's a desert community right at the foot of the mountains.
More gays.
And more gays. I mean, there were gays everywhere there.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I have gone to, gay days at Disney. And, yeah, I mean, it's how you described it. So we got there, a couple days before. And there was, families everywhere. And then the next day, it was just gay.
Everywhere.
And we stayed a couple days after. And, I mean, literally, it was the day Gay Days was over, that hotel was just dead. I mean, there was nobody there anymore. But
because all the gays left.
All the gays left. And then a whole bunch of families, showed up. And then Mickey, came out and was like, "Hey." But anyway, so while you were gone, did you see any of the Olympics, or did you watch?
No, Dan watched curling one afternoon while I napped.
Oh, that's pretty much
that's
a good sport to nap too.
I napped. He didn't. He watched it.
I really didn't watch a whole lot of it. I watched because I didn't care.
I didn't care.
I mean, I think I said in one episode a while back that I was like, I kind of want to see if something happens. Well, nothing happened, so...
Yeah, no terrorist attacks, damn it.
No terrorist attacks, no nothing.
Now what are we going to talk about?
The opening ceremony thing was kind of flubbed up. I mean...
The Pussy Riot girls got arrested again for, talking about the gays.
Yeah.
Can't be talking about the gays in Russia.
They're just doing...
Or Arizona.
Yeah, or Arizona. Yeah, you can't talk about that. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're not going to care about Russia anymore.
Right.
Or their gay stuff, or the dogs.
Yeah, no, because now the spotlight of the world isn't on them anymore, so no one cares.
No one's going to care anymore, so whatever. But all spotlights were on Arizona this week.
All spotlights were on Arizona this week. What a mess that they would pass. Okay, well, first of all, let's tell, for those of you who were under a rock, they were going to pass a law that made it okay for businesses, if they cite because of religious beliefs, that they don't choose to serve you because you're gay.
Yes.
And of course, look at you. Of course you're gay.
Well, yeah.
So it's not like you could hide it if you walked in somewhere.
Well, I know exactly. I mean, going for my early bird special in Arizona, I assume at first cafeteria would say, no, bitch, you can't come in anymore.
That's right.
Sorry.
They absolutely would. Yeah. But, so yes, we know now, because today we found out that she vetoed it.
Yes.
Jan Brewer vetoed it, only because, they were going to lose a fortune. They were going to lose. Right. They were going to lose the Super Bowl. They were going to lose a lot of businesses that were threatening to pull out. So there was a lot of stuff going on with that.
Pull out.
It was really bad. However, let me go on my. I'm not a right-wing Republican nut. Okay. However, let me just say that we all say that we want people to be tolerant and take care of us, and we want to be able to go into places and people be tolerant of us. We're here, get used to it, is what people say. However, if somebody chooses that they don't want to serve you because you're gay, as much as I disagree with them and they're such a bigot, isn't that their choice to do
It
that?
is, yeah.
Don't we
It
have to be
is,
tolerant
yeah.
of their views as well? I mean, I don't think they should need a law for that. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, if a cake maker doesn't want to make your cake for your gay wedding, then go to another cake maker. There's only 4,000 of
I
them
know,
per square
like
foot.
like that was the only one because that was a lawsuit that was here in Colorado,
Mm-hmm.
and that person lost. The cake maker lost, and
Which is unbelievable, I think. If they don't want to do it, then they shouldn't have to. We have to be tolerant of their views, too, no matter how undesirable they are.
yeah, well,
Don't you think?
I'm just not tolerant of anyone.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
Like especially, so RuPaul's Drag Race started this week.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if I'm going to make it through the season.
Why is it that bad already?
I did not like any of them. I don't understand why. Just because you dress in drag, or like, why are they so bitchy? I don't understand that.
Well, they look
It's
for the
for
people that
TV.
are dramatic like
Yeah.
that are going to be good for television. They're going to cause a lot of drama.
Now, the one person that I want to follow and want to see on the show doesn't come on until next week because they're doing some like 2-part season premiere opening.
Oh, geez. How many episodes can they stretch it out into?
900. So, well, and speaking of that, like American Idol actually shortened their audition period this year.
Oh, they
which
did?
I thought was, but I just saw an episode talking about how they were going to do that. So,
Yeah, well, you know me. I don't watch reality
I
TV.
know. Well, because it's kind of like that mid-season premiere of TV shows
Gotcha,
right now.
gotcha.
So everything's kind of starting. And I used to watch Idol. Now I could care less. But
Yeah, well, I heard that they were going off the air like last year, and then or the year before, and then again last year, and then again this year was going to be their last year. Mm-hmm. They just
Yeah.
keep stretching it
They'll
out.
they'll just
See
keep
how many
going.
times they can
They'll
beat
just
that
keep
dead
going.
horse.
Well, I guess we got off track here. a little
We kind of
bit.
did. We were talking about Arizona.
Talking a
and
little bit about Arizona. Well, Arizona, I mean, so she said it could result in negative and unintended consequences. As in, you're going to lose the Super Bowl. So that's a big thing. Let's like not.
it's like billions of dollars to their economy.
I
yeah.
mean, there's just a million other reasons why, she should have vetoed it. And I think 5 or 6 senators that actually, well, I don't know if they're senators, they're House representatives there.
Yeah, Congress and Senate.
Congress and Senate.
On the state level.
So they, after they had already voted for it, they came back, a week later and were like, oh. we
After the
shouldn't
public
have.
outcry, yeah. They were like, they encouraged her. Even John McCain, which I was surprised by.
Me too.
Encouraged her. He said, this is not good for Arizona. You need to veto
Yeah,
this.
me too. Because every year I keep watching to wait. I mean, even before he ran for president, I was so ready for him to get the fuck out of Arizona and like out of Congress and like not die, but just retire.
Right, exactly.
I mean, if you die, meh.
Well, I was really nervous about it, because my mom lives in Arizona, so I was going to have to go see her in Arizona and then be straight everywhere I went so they wouldn't refuse service to me. You did see that one pizza place in Tucson. They put up a sign that
Yes.
said, we reserve the right to refuse service to Arizona legislature.
Yeah, I'll
or
actually
legislators.
I'll grab a screen cap of that and put it somewhere.
Right here.
Somewhere.
Put it over my face. Here it's going to go, right here. We don't want to take away from Sharon.
But so, yay, she vetoed, but it's not the only state. Georgia is also, they've pushed something through to
Well, it's
vote
going
for
on in
that.
several states. I think like 12 states right now have something on the books that they're working towards, maybe not as severe as that, but that do protect religious freedoms.
Yeah.
Which is what they're all saying. It's all about religious freedom, which you have inherently as a right in this country. You don't have to pass laws to protect that, I don't think, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I did see something from, and I'm probably misquoting it completely because you know how much I research.
Oh, yes.
But I saw that some, not at all. I saw some senator or Democrat or I don't know what state he was from, but it was like some kind of blurb on Facebook as you scroll through and like 9 people shared it. But it was, I got into office to uphold the Constitution, not your religious belief.
Oh,
So
it was that hot one from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he was very
He's gorgeous, and what he
Why didn't
said
I say
was,
that?
when I was sworn in, I put my hand on the Bible and
Oh, that's
promised to
true.
uphold the Constitution. I didn't put my hand on the Constitution and promised to uphold the
promised to
Bible.
uphold the Bible.
And he's
That's it.
absolutely right.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
So it was close in my paraphrasing.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
yeah. But I wish I could remember his name. He is gorgeous.
Thank God you researched.
He is
'cause,
gorgeous. I just remember him because he's super cute. If he was ugly, I wouldn't remember.
Who's the one? The Aaron Schock. I follow him on. He's some Republican crazy, but
But he's cute.
he's hot as fuck. I follow him on Instagram.
Well, they'll find him in an airport bathroom one day sucking
Oh, I'm
dick,
sure.
So,
Yeah. Well, they're already saying like one picture that he has on Instagram. He's wearing like blue pants and a pink belt. I'm like, girl, I hope you were at like an Easter party.
Maybe he's a
Maybe the
hipster.
Kentucky Derby. Maybe it was a Kentucky Derby.
He could be a
party.
hipster. There's a lot of them.
Ugh. Yes, we've had that conversation. Anywho.
So yeah, but there's a lot of things going on. You know, here in Colorado today, they signed into law the bill that if you're married in another state, Colorado will legally recognize it, and you can file joint taxes on your state tax return as well.
And Texas also ruled it unconstitutional.
What happened?
Marriage ban.
Right, they ruled the marriage ban unconstitutional, but he put a 90-day hold on it for his decision to be reviewed. So technically, it's still not being observed there.
Is that Dick Perry or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Rick Perry.
Okay.
He's the governor there. And then in Kentucky, that happened as well. Well, you know what happened in Utah a few weeks back, where they threw it out, but then Utah's appealing it, and so it's on hold there.
Yeah.
But they do have to recognize people in the time being. But then it happened again in Kentucky, where a judge ruled against the gay marriage ban. But now that one's on a 90-day hold too, I believe, or it's some kind of hold, some kind of stay, and so they're going to research it a little bit or appeal it. Yeah. But it's going on everywhere, and in all the states that it's happened in, whenever one of these high-profile cases have happened ever since the Supreme Court decision last year, everyone has been in favor of gay marriage and opposed to the gay marriage ban. So, I mean, it's going to happen.
Well, even if the state opposes it, they can still send it to a federal level, can't they?
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's a federal court that's turning it over. It's not a state court. It's a federal court, but that supersedes state law. Mm-hmm. So that pisses off all the, the state people. They're like, what about the rights of the states? Well, I mean, what a mess is that going to be when I'm legally married here to you, let's just say, because it's legal in Colorado, let's just pretend.
We would have been divorced a long
Well, we would have been, but then we moved just north to Wyoming, and then our marriage isn't legal anymore. Well, that's not how the United States works. If a marriage is legal in one place, it's legal in the whole United States.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, they can not like it all they want. They don't have to issue marriage licenses, but I believe they're going to be forced to recognize marriages that were done in other states.
Yeah. Well, and that only makes sense.
Yeah, like Dan and I should take a drive down to New Mexico and get married, and then we're legally married here.
So back when I was a lesbian and married someone, and lesbian marriage is just okay everywhere, right?
Oh yeah,
it's just gay marriage that's bad.
Gay marriage.
So when I was a lesbian and I was married in California, it was okay here too, right? Or
no, it wasn't.
Nevada or
at those times it wasn't, but now it's becoming that way. Yeah, because the tide's changing.
But yeah, so I mean, there's still the stories of there is going to be the one that's the child molester that.
Well, but it is changing.
It's not going to be the guys that have been married for 75 years that have never cheated on each other or.
But it is changing. I read today that the millennials who are anybody like 25 and younger.
Oh, like me?
Or yes, like you.
I'm a millennial.
They're like leaving church in droves. Like the religion can't even keep people. Republican Party is losing the millennials because of their anti-gay teachings. Because they're so okay with it. Like they've grown up. Seeing gay people on TV and seeing it as just another lifestyle. It's just who they are.
Well, they grew up seeing Will and Grace on TV.
Right.
Or I mean, I'm not sure exactly what sort of gay role model.
Yeah,
but we had Jack and Karen. That's who I wanted to be when I grew up.
It should have been called Jack and Karen instead of Will and Grace.
They should have actually.
They were way better.
Sent them into their
because
own show.
Will and Grace were super superficial.
She annoyed the fuck out of me.
I hated them.
But she reminded me of my fag hag, and she was almost like it. Literally was like my fag hag and me. Because I don't know. I might have been like that kind of tightly wound up.
Might have been.
Sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't that tightly wound up. I was a whore. That show was.
Well, I mean, so was he probably. They only showed his dates. Yeah. They didn't show him after the bar closed and he went to the bookstore.
They should actually have that show now where he is on Grindr and hooking up every fucking.
Well, that's called Looking. It's that new show on HBO.
Yeah. I have watched a few of those and it's pretty good.
There's the one storyline where the guy's like, I want an uncut guy, and so he's going around meeting all these guys just to find out if they're uncut, and then if they are, he wants to have sex.
And then he meets him. He meets the one guy and he's all sad because he's not. Because he is cut.
Because he is cut. You're Latino. How can you be cut?
I thought that was a funny storyline. That was really... that did actually make me crack up. And I did hear today that show was picked up for a second season. So.
I watched one episode at our friend's house over in Aurora. And that's it. The house of the party was at. And that's the only episode I've ever watched. We don't have cable. We're Netflix, Hulu Plus people with Air Channel. What? I'm not poor.
I didn't say nothing.
I just choose to save money. I was tired of paying $200 a month for television.
I see she's poor as I'm scraping through pennies to pay my fucking electricity bill now. Jesus.
Well, I got a new job. So
Yes,
start
yeah,
my last day at my new
congratulations.
job here is, or my last job, the last day at my current job is tomorrow. And then my new job I start next Monday. And it's a huge raise. So it's going to be like having having a whole nother job. So I'm super
Yay.
excited about that. Then I maybe I'll get cable back.
And maybe you'll buy me drinks.
Maybe.
Sort of. Which it was finally, the one weekend I actually go to your frequented place. You don't go.
I
You
know.
don't show up. I'm there by myself.
I'm so sorry. We were there the night before. We were there on Friday.
Oh, yeah, well.
And then we went again on Sunday.
But I had another event later.
But I can't go 3 days in a row.
Oof. Yeah, I had another event.
I usually do Friday and
Really?
Sunday at the Eagle.
You can't go 3 days in a row.
Well, no, the other day is done at somebody's house, so I'm not an alcoholic.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
Because I don't go to the bar every night.
Well, there's that. But
And if I check in too many times at the bar, I get too many hms from my mother. So you know how that goes. That's always
I know, and I
bad.
accidentally himmed you on a text, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "That wasn't me."
She gets mad when other people hum me. She's like, "That's me. I hum."
Well, that's why we all do it now.
I know,
We're trying
because they expect her.
We try to beat her to the hum. Sorry, Anita, but we try. We try to beat you.
It doesn't matter.
Gotta be
She
a little
never is
fast.
going to watch this show, so it doesn't matter.
Well, speaking of watching this show, we'll call it for now to all of our 5 viewers. And
We had 7 viewers last week.
7, awesome. We're growing.
We are growing. At this rate, we'll be to 100 viewers by the time we were ready to retire.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very exciting.
Oh, by the time this goes gray, which is
It's never going to
it's
happen.
never gonna happen. So.
But so it was fun to talk about it. We'll recap.
Yes.
But we have to remember, to tell people to look at our contact information. Don't forget to visit our sponsors.
Yes.
And please, reach out to us and let us know what you want to see us talk about.
And-
We're open to suggestions.
Speaking of our sponsors, we have a very, very special episode coming up with our sponsors, and we're going to talk about some toys and
Our newest sponsor.
Our newest sponsor,
Roosters
Roosters-
Nest Novelty.
Roosters Nest Novelty.
Whatever. Don't make fun of my list. I went to speech therapy class for 5 years. I don't need your guilt.
You on the people.
Baby talk, baby talk. It's a wonder you can walk. Whatevs.
Right, whatever. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Say bye.
Bye.
Nice.